Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you as always for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew Don't Get It Twisted Lapachet, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you once more for joining us. So we had a bit of a slow week. Nothing crazy as far as fights go. There weren't any major fights, or at least I shouldn't say many fights. There were some fights, but some that us U.S. fans would give two fucks about, probably not. So nothing major, and it's going to be a couple of weeks before there's anything major as far as boxing in the boxing world. But there was some news and stuff that we want to talk about, of course, because whether there's action in the ring or not, more often than not, there's action outside of the ring, and that's what we like to bring you guys. So fear not, we have dug, we have scoured the internet far and wide, tall and deep, and everything in and out, as much as you want to make those innuendos, to find some boxing news to talk about. Everything from Teofimo Butzenis, oh my lord, everything from that to TKO being out of the Crawford Canelo picture for the time being, at least. I swear, Mr. Turki flip flops back and forth, but let's hope this decision is final. We still got to September, so who knows what we'll have between now and then. But definitely got some news for you guys, and we want to talk about it and dissect it, even though it's several months from now. But before we get into all of that good stuff on this lovely Sunday evening, Andrew, what's going on, dude? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Yeah, it was a nice day today out here in Northern California too. Probably 80 degrees. We barbecued, um, cleaned up a little in the backyard, bathed both dogs. Both of them got little baths today in the backyard, um, and then we barbecued. And then me and Christina had a late night.
Oh,
Yeah, we took off yesterday. We were in Reno, in South Lake Tahoe yesterday.
oh shit! All right,
Yeah.
it's that time now, huh? The season's up. That season,
Yeah,
the
it's no
school
more
season's over.
snow, so found our way going back. But
All right.
we only went for the day. We went
Mhm.
up there, we had lunch, we had dinner, then we came home, um, and went stopped at Jackson Rancheria, and that's where we ended the night for eventually coming home. So I'm a little tired today. Woke up early, same time. You know how we are. I don't sleep in, so woke up same time. Started working in the backyard. So. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
You made it. So but it's what is it, like 3 hours? You said? Is that how far?
South Lake Tahoe. Yeah, yeah. It was a different ride this time to get to South Lake Tahoe. We took the
Mm,
longer route. Excuse me, it's about an hour onto the drive.
mm.
But just a prettier ride. You know.
Oh, scenic route.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So that was very cool. So I like that part. Probably do it again. A lot of spots to get either campground access or river access, and so take the kids for the day, whatnot, show them the river, Lake Tahoe, stuff like that.
And have you done that? Have you camped out there, or just like hotel or something?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. I've seen some pictures of like Lake Tahoe in general. I've never been to Lake Tahoe myself, but I have been to some other spots like Lake Havasu. So I assume it's similar to that according to these pictures. But I'm looking at some of the pictures right now. Holy shit! So there's snow there, huh? Like I mean, not now, but I mean like when during the winter it snows there.
Oh yeah, that's their biggest. That's their big thing,
Oh
dude.
shit! No
South
kidding.
Lake Tahoe is known for skiing.
Oh
They're
damn!
big.
All right.
Yeah, they're big in skiing over there. That's why right now is kind of the season to go if you're not into skiing, right? And you're
Mm.
not into all that crowd, right? Now you want to go there. So that's what we did. It was busy, but definitely not as busy as when it's ski season. So they are not Reno. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's not Reno at all. A totally different vibe. They're a lot more calm on that side. They got three big casinos.
Mm.
As far as names, but the floors aren't that big. It's
Oh,
just not Reno. If you're into gambling, nightlife, all that, you want to head an hour into Nevada to Reno, Nevada.
damn. So you do 3 hours there and 3 hours back. I mean, this time I guess with the scenic route to there. But did you take that same scenic route back too? Like, so was it also 4 hours on the way back?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh shit, damn. And he
It
did that
was
all in one
about
day, yo? Jesus.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. So I said I'm a little tired right
Yeah.
now.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, just
Um,
one trip is enough for me. Fuck, I'll stay there the whole night. I don't give a fuck. I'll come back the next day.
yeah, we stayed until about I would say about 8 p.m. we stayed in South Lake Tahoe. Then we made it back um to Jackson about 2.5 hours. We made it back to Jackson Rancheria because Jackson's about an hour and so away from my house still.
Mm,
So that's your 3 hours right there. Um, so yeah, it was good. It was a good because South Lake Tahoe is closer. I think when I go the regular route, South Lake Tahoe is closer than Reno.
mm.
Yeah, I believe so. But
Damn.
either way, dude,
Glad you
that's
got
what
home.
we did, and it was cool. I actually enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. You know me, I'm not that big of a gambler. I know it
Mm.
sounds like I gamble a lot,
It
but
sounds like you
really,
gamble a shit ton.
yeah,
That's they
really,
can see
dude.
it.
I put parlays in. And I was watching fights, and I put $40 in, and I go, "Oh shit, I lost!" And I run out the building and go to the car, fucking burn,
Uh,
smoke a cigarette, do something else. So no, it's not me just going, "Nah, nah, nah," you know what
yeah.
I mean? No.
No,
So
one of my first jobs was working at a movie theater inside a casino. And whenever I would go on my lunch, there would be this old lady. And back then, this I'm talking about like 2001. That's pretty much 2001. Back then, we still had the machines with the slots. I mean, there was slot machines with coins. So it wasn't just a little slip anymore, right? It wasn't just that anymore. It was like clink, 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 the fucking sound of the coins. This old lady had rolls of quarters, like just the wrappers, on the floor around her. She would not let the casino porter swipe it. I mean, so, like sweep it up because it's like bad luck. Yeah, superstition. So she had this old lady just like clack, 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 right, right. Was it the max bet each one? I think it was like video poker or something. So she had these rolls of quarters around her seat, around the machine. Didn't want anybody to touch it. I was like, holy cow, this lady. I mean, homegirl, who in the hell knows like how many rolls of quarters that was? Was it like, is it $10 per roll of quarters? I don't even know how much money, like how many dollars it is in a roll of quarters. But homegirl was like, she was always there, man. I was like, geez, this lady is just, her freaking bingo money or her retirement money. I don't know what the fuck it was doing. I'm over here eating a Whopper at Burger King nearby. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody's gonna come sweep this shit up. So yeah, there are other people who gamble quite a bit, and contrary to popular belief, Andrew is not that big of a gambler, but it sure as hell sounds like it every time you go down there. You're like, oh yeah, I put a parlay here,
you know
luck
all
there.
my parlays are $5 parlays. If I showed you guys, oh here, I can send you a picture. I'll send you a picture of my parlay. You'll see my big spending right now, dude.
Oh
You'll
jeez.
see
I,
this.
I you might have sent it to me before, not this one, but like a while back. Oh yeah, that's where we talked about it. It was who ruined the damn parlay. It was Regis Prograde who ruined that damn parlay, losing. I forgot who the hell it was against. And then who else? Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury losing to friggin' Usyk. Oh yeah, I see it right here. uh, my gosh, a whopping $5.
$5 to win how much, Miguel?
Where
Three
we at to win?
three
Oh
thousand
yeah,
$845. There's my parlays.
38.50. Wow. How close have you gone? Well, how close did you get this
Oh,
time?
I've gotten. Oh, this one not close.
Oh, jeez.
This
Okay.
one, whatchamacallit, lost right away. That Dustin guy.
Oh.
Dustin lost to
Mm-hmm.
Ruboff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I have more, but yeah, they're all $5 parlays, dude. I'm not because I hear the guys, oh, I'm gonna drop 100 on this parlay. I'm like, damn, I've never done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always just freaking trying to get a miracle.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. I mean, that's a dream, right? It's like here you go, $5 or a dollar three something. Like
Oh,
wow, $2,500.
and
Jesus.
bro, I did my boxing one, right? So Christina, she was right. She's like, do it how you think it's gonna happen first, and let's see what that looks like. $26. When I went through the whole schedule of the next few months, bro, and put all the winners that I thought were gonna win, $26 with the $5 parlay bet, Miguel. So I threw some wild cards in there.
Some underdogs in there.
Now it's like $4,000 again. I'm like, yeah, there we go, baby. That's the ticket. Let's
uh,
go.
you
I
put
only
them on
need
a
like
couple of plus
Dubois to beat
hundreds.
Usyk. I need fucking Shakur to lose the Cepeda. Just some of the big ones. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to make it worth it, right? I mean, it's like $5 is $5, but I mean, like if you can
Oh,
win, you
here's a
know,
good one.
yeah.
Here's a good one. They've got Amanda Taylor is now the underdog versus Serrano in part 3.
Oh, Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor, excuse me.
Yeah, against Amanda. Wow, she's the
Yeah,
underdog.
yeah.
Oh shit!
You,
Wow. I
you
don't.
think
Well,
they know something's gonna happen in part
uh,
three?
there's a possibility. Yeah, I mean that's after these two close fights and all these damn headbutts that Taylor was landing on Serrano.
And
Um,
it's happening in New York, yeah.
oh, is it? I'm not sure. I haven't. I mean, you might be right. I don't remember. The
Taylor
first one was an
versus Serrano
MSG.
3.
The second
Yeah,
one's
it
over
might be
there.
coming back to the States. That's why they're like, oh yeah, she'll get it this time.
Damn.
You know what? I took Taylor. Sorry. I think Taylor's gonna headbutt her, gonna elbow her. Serrano's gonna be like, hey, that's boxing. Hey, big money, MVP promotions. So whatever. She didn't
Yeah.
care for the last two. Why would she care in the third one?
That's a good point. That's a good point because she's like, you know what? The guarantee's already there. The money's in the bank, and the money's in escrow, whatever. I don't give a fuck if I lose this fight or not. The money's already there. So, possibility. That's a very
She
real
literally
possibility.
and she literally told us that in the last fight. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It was kind of weak how I was like, why are like we more mad than Serrano is? You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes. I was mad watching this fucking fight. I was like, where the hell is this killer instinct? Where's the corner telling them, hey, this chick is headbutting the shit out of you. Stick that elbow out in a fucking socket, her eye socket, and see if she
Right.
headbutts you again. No. It's just like, yeah,
That's
MVP.
her style.
Yeah, right. And then she tries to play funny and comes out with a headgear for the face off during the press conferences. It's like, yeah, it would have been funny if you actually tried it the first time, bitchos.
Yeah.
Now there's not so much. But that is our our gambling, our vice, right? We all have to have vice, right? If you
Yeah.
guys have ever seen, if you guys have ever watched the movie Cape Fear, you see Robert De Niro, light up a big ass cigar, and he's like, I gotta have a vice, just gotta have something. But on that note, some of the news that we got this weekend. Um, Again, nothing crazy because there wasn't a lot of news, but we did have one Turki Al Sheikh call in during a press conference for the Ring Card 3 or Ring 3, however the hell they want to call it. But basically, the Shakur and Cepeda, Berlanga and Shiraz card, not in that order because I know Berlanga Shiraz is the main event, quote unquote. But he calls in, dude. Did you hear am I tripping, or was that not really a phone call? Was that just like an audio recording? Like, did he previously record it? Because it's just like he's like, "Hello, Turkey, you there?" And then Turkey's like, like, "Hello, hello, hi, people." Like he didn't even greet the guy. Like it wasn't
I
even a real call. I don't know.
I totally agree with you on that. That's a good call, Miguel. Because you know what? At first I thought AI generated, but you hit it more on the head. They pre-recorded. They just said, "Hey, say hello. We'll hit play, and it'll be done." Yeah, you're
Mm.
right. That's exactly what it sounded. That did sound like that a lot because he's totally. It wasn't in sync. You know what I mean? And then a good observation with he'd never greeted the guy. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
right,
pretty good.
exactly. And then like I don't even know, like it sounded so crisp. It did not sound like the phone being held up to the fucking speaker. It just sounded like it was coming out of the speakers. We're like, is anybody else catching this, or am I just tripping? Like, am I looking too much into this? It just sounds like it's some sort of, like you're in a movie theater and it's coming out of the speakers all of a sudden. You're like, hello, hello, yes, hello, people. But that's my pathetic Turkey impersonation. But on that note, he did drop a couple of bombs on us. Number one, he did say that the winner of Shiraz and Berlanga is going to get Canelo next. Now, I have to assume this is considering Canelo beats Crawford in September. I don't remember if he said that during that call or not, but I'm assuming that's what he's talking about because otherwise, I'm not sure if they would still make Shiraz versus Canelo or Berlanga Canelo 2 if that were to be the case. If he would lose, if Canelo would lose to Crawford, but. First and foremost, what was your reaction when you heard that? Like, oh, I mean, he kind of stumbled through some of the stuff that he was saying because of his English, but we got the gist of what he's saying, and that's what he meant when he said that. What was your first reaction when you heard that? Like, oh shit, the winner's gonna get Canelo?
How much money can I put on Shiraz? Was the first thing I was thinking. Come on now, bro. Remember we talked about this, Miguel. This fight was not set up for Berlanga Canelo 2. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for this young man to shine. They're gonna move him right past Berlanga. If I'm Berlanga, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous going in this fight because I believe he's down by 2 today. I just he's he's what we talked about in the face that Mr. Turkey Ali Sheik would be looking for in
Mhm.
Shiraz. He's young. He's got a good look. Looks like he sell tickets on both sides of the fence. The girlfriends would love to come see him as well as the men that just like his fighting. Um, he has that appeal that he would be a real big marketer out there if he is a winner. And boy, what a setup! Berlanga and Canelo, your next two fights. How huge is this guy in the I don't even know how you call it, in that world over
Mhm.
there in Riyadh. How big of a face is he going to be if his next two fights are Berlanga and Canelo? Don't know how that would end. I'm just saying if that's where the path that Ali Sheik has him on. Um, Now there's only two ways this fight's going to end. It's got to be the bet of the year, man. Shiraz by decision or Berlanga by knockout. Which one you taking? You're going to take Berlanga's experience and his power to knock out Shiraz? Or you're going to take the corrupt ass decision that's about to be laid down as soon as that final bell rings? Just
If Shiraz wins and it wins by decision, it might not be so corrupt, man. I mean, it's not like we saw how Berlanga looked in his last fight. He looked great, but against the fucking hot dog salesman. So it wasn't like he fought a top tier dude, lost to Canelo, held his own but lost. Didn't look too great in the previous fights. I mean, he looked okay. I think maybe because the U.S. fans, the U.S. market aren't too familiar with Shiraz, they're kind of counting him out and maybe expecting some sort of home cooked decision. If I mean, I know obviously it's gonna be New York, but I'm saying if it's Riyadh season and it's Turki Al Sheikh who's putting this shit together. So that's what I mean by home cooked decision, making sure that he advances. I mean, damn, that damn recording of Turki Al Sheikh. For all we know, it was a second or third take because the first take he was like Shiraz versus Canelo. Shiraz and Berlanga and the winner gets Canelo. So he damn near already said it, I'm sure. But that one's gonna be tough. I suspect, and mind you, this is going to be Shiraz's first fight at 168. His last one was against Carlos Adames at 160, still middleweight. That he's moved up to 168. Now he's playing with the big boys and goes directly to Berlanga. So not kidding around. He's not there to lose any time. He's going in there to get, obviously, so is Turki Al Sheikh. Not there to lose any time either. Let's bring in Shiraz and put him up against Canelo at some point in the very, very near future. But let him get past Berlanga first. But yeah, that one. I think maybe we need to pay much more closer attention to Shiraz because it's not going to be easy for Berlanga, especially if Shiraz can outbox him. I'm not sure how much of a chin he will have at 168. I'm talking about Shiraz against a power puncher like Berlanga, but if he can get out of the way of that fucking right hand or something, I think he's in the clear.
yeah, I would have to. I'm gonna go back and rewatch the Carlos Adam fight because that's about as close as he's gonna get to the top 10, right? Adamas
Mhm.
is he the current champ or former
He
WBC?
current champ, but at
Current.
160, but at
All right,
168.
so current champ. Because really, Miguel, there's levels of this, and
Mhm.
Berlanga looked very confident. He looked so confident in that first fight conference because these guys know each other from amateurs, from nationals, from world tournaments, all and then probably just as pros. They somewhat know each other. Berlanga's one of the best in America, makes him one of the best fighters in the world, right? The guy went toe to toe with Canelo and went the distance, was able to not fold in there. So it makes him he's a good fighter. And I don't know about this Shiraz guy, right?
Mhm.
These guys sometimes they come over here with great records and
Mhm.
they don't know shit about boxing, like the
Mhm.
great Roger Mayweather used to say. So I like Berlanga's attitude. I'll be looking heavy on the Berlanga by knockout with the little sprinkle. Maybe is if they got Shiraz by decision at like 1800 or something like that. I'll definitely look at, that's what Raleigh was is sitting at, right?
Ye-
1800 for that.
God damn. Yeah.
So I would definitely look at both of those bets. But yeah, I'm not gonna be sold on Shiraz yet. This is a good fight for him. It's a fast They're moving him fast.
Mhm.
But it's a good fight. If he wins this fight, man, I can't see how anyone be disappointed with him getting Canelo, especially because Canelo's not really on a real fight schedule right now. Anyways, he's fighting Terrence Crawford, who's 2 divisions under him. He doesn't give
Mhm.
a shit. The last guy he fought was fucking from 154, or not the last guy, but Charlo. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He doesn't give a shit right now. Insane, huh? Never in boxing have we seen one guy where he went to 154 and then went a division lower and grabbed that guy too. Come on, so you're being a bully. That's weight bullying. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He's gonna be
yeah.
calling out in a way real soon. Be like, no, fuck that. He can make 168. I've seen him before.
Is Navarrete ready for the
Yeah.
Civil War?
All right. Like, we can make it happen. We can make it happen, yo. Um, but on that call, Mr. Turkey Al Sheikh did throw another bomb at us, although he completely butchered his name. Teofimo Lopez is going to be taking on one Jaron Boots Ennis. So that's pretty significant. Now, um, there's been a lot of people who, and when I first heard that, I'm like, all right, cool. Teofimo's going to move up to 147, moving into a new weight class, going right after the number one dude in the weight class. All right, that's how you do it. You go up there and you you go after the man who's the man. Maybe a tune-up fight before then, but he's saying, fuck it. No, I'm going to go straight to Boots. Okay. Um, Timothy Bradley decided to chime in on this, and he goes on to say, y'all think I'm crazy. Boots Ennis better leave Teofimo Lopez alone. I'm telling y'all, leave that boy alone. He's a real one. I know all that racist rants and stuff. That's one thing, but I'm talking about boxing. I'm here to tell you he got what it takes to beat Boots Ennis. Now, when I heard him say that, I'm like, dude, slow down, slow down. He's moving up in weight class. I know we have Teofimo in high regard, especially after sweeping damn near every round against Barbosa. Um, looking fantastic and doing so right at 140, moving up to 147. I thought, you know what? Okay, it's gonna be great. I'm thinking that's he's doing it. He's going after the man who's currently at that weight class. And you've said it. And if I may have to borrow this line from you, sometime in life it's just about timing. He's moving up. Jaron Butenis has at times mentioned moving up to 154 himself, like leaving the weight class. So if he's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out already, maybe he's kind of still struggling or so struggling to stay at 147. That what a perfect time to get him, right at the time where he's got damn near 1 foot out already. Maybe he's going to have a tough time making 147. Teofimo's coming into that weight class. That's the perfect fucking timing. He's a sitting duck, in other words. And I know that's weird to call Jaron that, but I mean, at that point, I was listening to one of these interviews with Eddie Hearn, and he was talking about his conversation with Ennis, and Ennis was saying, "Hey, dude, what can we do? Can you give me another belt?" Well, Hearn said, "Well, you know what? Brian Norman Jr. is off in Japan defending it over there. Barrios is over here stuck with, I want to say stuck, but he's already signed, taken with Pacquiao. No, I can't get you another belt. Right now, we can't get you another belt because they're all busy at the moment." So Teofimo, that name pops up. It's like, oh shit, we can do Teofimo. Okay, so you know, at that point, Jaron is looking at some of his options. I can't get any other belts. I just move up to 154. But then Teofimo came into the picture like, oh shit, maybe I'll stay at 147. So maybe the timing for Teofimo is perfect. Moving into 147 against a guy who's damn near already out of the division. What do you think about that fight?
Um, Look, if Lopez wins the fight, I think it's time for the boxing world to give the young man his flowers, right?
Mm.
3 divisions, 3 ring champions, lineal champions, number one contenders. The work will have been done at that point. Yeah, he has big fights still out there, but his status will be cemented if he takes down Boots. And I love what Lopez said. That's kind of why he wanted to do it. Now, I don't know if he's full of shit or not. I don't know if he's just saying that because the camera's on,
Mm.
but it's a great answer. Makes me more interested in watching him because he is there to put on a fight for legacy, right? Um, as far as the matchup, yeah, he's moving up in weight. This is his third, fourth division now. He'd be moving into his fourth one, huh?
Uh, third.
Third
So
division. So he's getting
35,
a
40,
4 divisions
47.
moved up twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's third division. He's moving up. don't know what he'll really look like as a full blown welterweight. So there's a little unknown there, but Boots isn't Ramirez either,
Mm.
right? Uh, so there's a little unknown there. Um, but it's an excellent fight. It's a legacy fight for both men because Boots is very young in his career. This is a great prime fight for him. Lopez still in his prime. He's moving up. He's like the bad, I don't want to just say badass, but he's the champ moving up
Mm.
into the welterweight to take on that champion. So it's a great legacy fight for both. Of course, it's the market's not as big as most of these legacy fights turn out, but for us diehards, I think we'll all be tuned in when that bell rings for them two to face off.
Can you imagine if he goes up and he beats Boots, and then Pacquiao beats Barrios, and then we have Teofimo and Pacquiao?
It's
Like,
a great fight.
that's a great fucking fight. Like,
It's a
I
great
can't even
fight.
imagine the kind of Hall of Fame. I mean, and mind you, we've talked about this with Teofimo before because there was a time where he wasn't there yet. Where Teofimo, although he beat Lomachenko, and he was at 140 at that point before he fought Taylor, or it might have been shortly after fighting Taylor, where he's like expecting to be some sort of fucking $10 million fighter, right? And it's like, no, like you did great. You're getting there. You're getting there. Now beating Taylor, possibly, well, going after Ennis, but possibly about fighting Ennis, and then having a Hall of Famer on your record like Pacquiao. Damn,
With
that
Lomachenko.
yeah, with Loma, exactly. Yeah, I mean that. How do you think that would compare to, like, let's say Devin Haney's record, or his not record, I guess, was his resume, I guess.
Well, no, he's better than Haney right now,
Mm.
where he sits at right now. So that would just put him farther out of reach, in my opinion. I know everyone has a different opinion where the all-time greats sit or resumes on top. Even talking about resumes. Um, the Manny, let's see how he looks against Barrios. You know what's scaring me is they keep saying, what is he, 46, 47?
46, yeah,
Yeah, it's getting up there, man. It's getting up there. Like, I don't
yeah.
know what his reflexes are going to look like. I'm like real nervous. He might get smoked, and we all just go, well, fuck, that wasn't Manny Pacquiao. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, he's 4 years away from fucking 50. So leave him alone. How about that? Let's leave him alone. Now, Manny, you just have to pay your taxes. We can't pay them anymore. We can't hold the feds off of you, the Filipino government off of you. You either got to pay them or start selling shit. But
Right.
you lose this fight at 46. It should be over for him. He's 46, you guys. Like, it's a scary number. It's like, fuck, man. Manny's fucking almost 50.
Yeah. Did you,
It
you
was
see
just yesterday, Miguel. It was just yesterday.
It was. I could have sworn it was just yesterday. He was handing margaritas ass to him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it was AT&T Stadium. That was the Manny that we're gonna remember, hopefully. Did you see him in that exhibition fight? I sent you some like clip on Twitter how bad he looked in that exhibition fight with, again, some influencer or celebrity. I forgot who the hell it was, but he
Well,
just.
look, I seen him with the kickboxer guy.
Oh,
I
that would
seen
was.
him. Yeah,
Okay.
the tall dude. I watched that fight.
Okay.
He does start off slow, but in the third round, he really started giving pepper in that dude. I really thought the old man, the bounce came back. That was my opinion on that fight. I mean, we talked about it that weekend when it happened. Yes, that's why everyone was mad at that kid, though, because he comes out throwing bombs, bro. Like, he really looked like he was trying to take Manny's head off. Manny's just in there kind of just going through the motions. When Manny's juices started flowing, when he started getting warm, yeah, at least he was able to take that third round easily from the kid.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's 46. So, and that was what, 2 years ago, they're saying?
Yes, I was just about to say that. It was a couple of years ago already. So I mean, he was 44, I think, at the time. And I don't even know what like weight they were supposed to be at, because obviously he looked a little softer, right? Manny, for 147, I'm sure he'll come in a little bit more tight, a little bit more ripped, at least looking like a little bit more of the old Manny. Sort of the way he looked, I guess, against Ugas, physically, I'm saying. Maybe not the ring is another story, but physically he'll look a lot better, obviously, right? Making 147. But damn, just like that. 147 becomes all of a sudden interesting again right now with this fight, and then obviously with the potential of a future Manny fight. One of the other announcements that one Turki Al-Sheikh made was apparently we might still get Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney anyway. It's one of those things where I guess it's just too much damn money in a fight like that to not make it happen anyway, because he did mention it on that call or recording or whatever the fuck you want to call it. He did say, he said, Garcia and Haney. So it sounds as though they're going to make that fight anyway. Is this a surprise, or should we not be surprised at this shit?
We shouldn't be surprised. Ryan Garcia is not a champion. He's never been a champion. This is just a comeback fight for him, right? So it's I'm not surprised that they're going straight to that fight. Kind of shows you boxing is not fixed, right? That scorecard wasn't fixed. None of that. Raleigh really fucked up their plans.
Yeah,
they're gonna move forward with them, but it costed them millions probably in this rematch that they're gonna do. Ryan will still have good pay-per-view numbers. I think this fight should still do good on pay-per-view. It's really gonna be the how big of a buildup will they get off of this? Will Turki like the how much money he's putting into it and what he's getting out of it? Hopefully, pay-per-view will make him feel better, but you don't get those numbers until 2 weeks after, unless you're the last Ryan Garcia fight and Canelo fight. I still haven't gotten a number.
Nope.
Still
Nope.
haven't gotten a number.
I tweeted one Rick Glazer, and he's like, "Hey, I haven't looked him up, but I will." Haven't heard back from him. I mean, not that he, has to answer to me by any stretch, but I figured I would have heard. I mean, shit, I might as well reach out to Dan Rafel on Twitter and see if he's willing to answer or if he somehow got numbers. And I mean, realistically, sometimes his numbers aren't exactly reliable either. But something is something, right? I want to hear something. I want to hear how it was if anybody who purchased strictly the Friday card or purchased strictly the Saturday card or the bundle for that matter. I'm expecting to hear three numbers at some point. We are a couple of weeks already removed from it.
I mean, why we haven't got anything now kind of tells us.
It kind of gives us our answer. Yeah.
It's just the question that now is how much money did he lose, right? Because that was a stacked card with the biggest face boxing has on it.
Biggest face is right,
but the face though,
Ryan.
Yeah. When Canelo makes 30+ million a fight, he's the guy, right? You're pretty big in the hole. But yes, all of them got paid millions, but they also had the damn face of boxing on that fucking bill. And it seems like the numbers are going to be trash because we're not even getting a fucking ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even getting it's 800 to 1 million. Talk to you in a few days. Right? It's 600 to 800. Something. Give us something. It's kind of scary, man. Like, how low were they? How out of touch is it? And look, I'm gonna keep laying heavy on this, dude. The guy in the middle, and I don't want to keep saying his name because I don't like. They got to get him out of there. He looks phony as fuck, dude. He is not Dana White. That is not gonna. No guys look at him and go, dude, who's the cool dude in the back with sunglasses and the fucking pimp hat and gold chain? Looking hella hard. Why are you trying to look hard? You make it look so phony. You make up there just look so phony with your stupid ass look with the sunglasses on indoors. I'm just being real. It looks you're not attracting new fans. More or less, MMA guys would probably laugh at that, right? That wannabe Dana White? Is that who's the guy on Michael Myers? Who's the little dude's name? What happened, Miguel? You froze.
Oh, my bad. So I'm recording in my room. My mini fridge turns on and off, and sometimes when it happens, shit gets stuck. But you were saying Mini Me from Austin Powers.
Yeah. That's Dana White's Mini Me.
Like Mr. Bigglesworth. That's it. $1 million.
Let's start with that. Let's start with changing up the scene in the background there, because the commercial didn't work. I thought that's what New York was. Look, I'm going to talk about commercials later on too, but yeah, so far his little publicity stunts haven't really been paying off. His
Mm,
investments haven't really been paying off. Boxing, I think there's a lot of newbies that are getting the hard lessons of boxing, the kind of monster boxing is. It has nothing to do with the brand. It has nothing to do with how much money you pump in or how many faces you put ringside. It's the fighters. Or is the fan connected to the fighter? And when you get a country or countries, countrymen of a fighter that will back their guy,
mm.
that's the real jackpot in this sport. It is not because you had Jim Lampley as a commentator and you built a video game and you had a comic book and there was shirts made and then you put some guy in the background with the fake gold chain and some sunglasses on. That is not, and it's probably not fake, huh? Never mind, that was bad. It's
Well,
probably
you
fake.
don't know. You don't. Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Hey, it might be a joke. Maybe they gave him a fake one as a joke, huh? Yeah, that would suck if they were dicking with us like that. They're
He's
like,
like
oh,
he's like about to he's
this
about to
is
step outside and sit in
so,
the fucking press conference. Like, here, wear this. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
this
Oh.
is real gold from my great grandfather. It's all fake. From the jewelry guy at the mall in the middle.
And
Turkey,
you
Turkey
know,
bought it. He bought it on a stand in New York. One of his buddies.
yeah, he went to one of those like those like fucking scammers where they're like
Yeah,
right, you lose
right
it,
on the
and
street.
it yeah, and it's like bro, like brings out the fucking coat, right? Like bam, look at this right here. Like, yeah, give me that right there. That's for my guy.
That's for Rick.
Yeah,
Rick, put this on. You look cool.
that's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. I'm out of touch, but yeah, I mean, we haven't heard pay-per-view numbers for that card. We haven't heard attendance numbers for the fight. I know that the one in New York, obviously, it was just an invitation only, but the Canelo card, whatever the fuck arena, I don't even know what the hell arena it was. What numbers, ticket sales? Anybody give two flying fucks about the attendance there, or what was the the
Canelo,
capacity?
and let's be honest, Miguel. Canelo's numbers being down are because of the opponents he's choosing.
Mhm.
The Mexicans will show up if you fight David Benavidez.
Sure.
You want $1 million payday? Go fight the guy they want to see fight. That's my wife hates when I say point blank period, but that's all there is there. There's a million buys waiting for him.
Why does she hate you saying that?
I don't know. She just hates that one.
We gotta ask her one of these days. Like, why the fuck? Like, he's just adding up capital fucking exclamation point at the end of the point that he's making.
Yep.
That's all it is. But yes, it looks like we're gonna get Ryan and Devin most likely in October. I believe was the last date that I heard. Probably in New York as well. Although Turkey didn't mention it this time, but I'm sure this was from what was the plan before that May 2nd card. That being said, after seeing what we saw, now that we are, it appears as though we're going to get Ryan and Devin. How is that fight looking to you? And I don't mean necessarily an interest, but I'm saying, are we going to get the fight that we thought we were going to get the first time around with Devin just being the living piss out of Ryan?
Um, you know, I'm hoping, like I said last week, that Devin got a little rebirth in his boxing life,
Mm.
got his manhood back. Really, when Ryan looked as bad as he did, all the rumors turned out to be true. The blood test was true. The failed test was true. So Devin, I think, went to the gym with a different attitude the next day or the next week, right? And so now we're going to see how he comes back, knowing that his first defeat was at the hands of a cheater. And we all knew it was. We knew Victor Conte didn't spike his fucking blood. You know what I mean? Ryan came in Ryan was fucking up. But
Mhm.
Ryan might know something, you guys. Ryan might have always been fucking up. We didn't know it. He knew it. Now we know it. And his life will never be the same because we're all onto his shit now. Because he didn't look good in the Rolly Romero fight. He didn't look good at all. So
Mhm.
he's got a lot of soul searching to do. He needs to come back because I'm telling you, the Haneys are going to be on his ass in this next press conference. Bill and Devin are going to be all over Ryan, and Ryan didn't look like he was capable of taking Bill on this last time because the cat's out of the bag, the doubt's in the mind. Now you know what the doubt he has? He's got Rolly Romero's left hook in his head now. We thought Devin's memory might just be of Ryan getting caught cheating now. He's not even thinking about the fight anymore. Being dead serious right now. Your mental can play a huge factor in this game, and Devin Haney might have gotten a clean slate. Might have. We're gonna see in his next fight how he looks, if he's still the track star. And I don't like I said, you know what? You know who I liked? Who was it? Teddy Atlas. Someone gave almost the exact same explanation of why Devin ran. And I said ran. What a dick. My bad. Why he boxed.
There you go. Why he used excellent ring generalship.
Yes. Thank you, Miguel.
There you go.
It was because he was nervous. First big fight coming back from a beatdown. Got a major payday on the line with Ryan. Doesn't want to blow that. There was so much on the line. You know what I'm saying? And actually, it was Ryan. It was Devin that fought Ramirez and Lopez fought Barbosa. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I had that wrong when I was talking about Lopez. I said him and Ramirez. I had that wrong. So it was. He almost gave the same explanation. I totally agreed with him. I totally agree with the way he said. I'm like, yes, that's that's totally what I believe happened that night. It was not so much that he has what do they call it? PTS? What do they?
Oh, PTSD.
PTSD. Yeah, it's so fucked up. He can't. Ryan done ruined him. Ryan broke his ass. Like, come on. Seriously. We'll see what happens in his next fight. I think the real mental games now are going to be on Garcia's side, though. He's got some issues he needs to clear up before he gets in the ring, back in the ring with Devin Haney. I don't even see them. Listen. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. The pay-per-view numbers might not make that fight capable, bro. I know Saudi has big money. They want to spend money like there ain't no tomorrow. But at some point, you got to look at the writing on the wall. You got to put the facts on the board and just go with what it says, right? And like you said, Miguel, that wasn't just the face of boxing. That was three of the biggest faces in boxing. Those are three attached to Canelo. So we're looking at four guys, major players in the sport, big resumes, lineal champions, multi-lineal champions, three of them. Come on, man. We're not breaking 1 million. If this thing didn't break 1 million on a bundle, bro, it's a bad look. It's a real bad look. At a certain point, you think Turki and the Prince are going to sit down and go, hey. I know I got endless money. I get that. But are we really going to keep going down there? Like, why the fuck am I paying Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia $20 million a pop, $15 million a pop, and these guys can't bring back $10 million together? It's gonna be a lot. I think their contracts are gonna look. The guaranteed money is gonna start dropping. It's gonna start looking like it back in the days. You need to start selling a ticket. Here, we'll give you some tickets. Go sell them yourself. Big money, right?
Yeah.
Because bro, that's what it could. Bro, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. We've joked around about it. He's young. They'll catch on. This last time, this New York Times stunt that he pulled, everyone knew about the fight. Everybody did. Everyone was knowing about, hey, you guys, you heard about the boxing match in New York? Yes, they're doing it. They all knew Ryan Garcia. They all know Devin Haney. Lopez, sorry, buddy. Not as big as Haney and Garcia, but you're up there, And then fucking Canelo, come on. So, kind of scary that we don't have numbers on this fight yet. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself. I know we've talked about it before, and we talk about Turki Al-Sheikh having huge pockets, right? But and we kind of understood that there was going to be a learning curve. There was going to be basically some moments where there's going to be losing money. We all understood that, right? He, I get the impression that he doesn't really listen to other people whenever they try to tell him like, "Hey, don't do it this way." He's just gonna. Nobody tells him no, so he just does it however the fuck he wants to do it. So realistically, we we've heard this from him before, and we know their Riyadh season project 2030 or whatever the fuck it is tourism in Saudi Arabia. We don't know to what degree has that improved at all, because they're using, our sport basically. They're using our sport for that. They're using it as a catalyst along with other stuff like Formula One and shit like that to bring tourism. So at the end of the day, at least on paper, it looks like they don't give two shits about pay per view numbers. They don't give two shits about attendance or anything like that. They all care about bringing people to fucking Saudi Arabia. Now, how many people did Canelo bring to Saudi Arabia? He had in the last fight. Yeah, we don't know. Again, we don't know anything about attendance or anything like that. So on the surface level, or at least for us US fans, it looks like a total failure. He's in the red deep already, but we don't know whether or not he's gotten some fucking tourism in Saudi Arabia. Maybe they're pleased with it. Maybe they did bring some people over there and they're okay with it. On this end, it looks like they're in the red hardcore, because when we don't hear these numbers, when everything is like peeping silent and you don't hear a fucking thing, it's a bad look, and it gives us the impression that they totally bombed at the box office. And for us US fans, it looks like it's a failure. Maybe they did get some people to go to fucking Saudi Arabia. Maybe they did have some more interest. Who the hell knows? We know this is not a short-term plan; it's a long-term plan, and the end goal is getting tourism in Saudi Arabia. However the hell they do it, and if it means losing a fuck ton of money putting on these boxing cards, maybe they're willing to do it.
They will, but I think putting these contracts with more incentives is the way to go. No, the guaranteed money it's not there right now. He's not seeing a return. You
Right.
can go from the Terrence Crawford fight against Mazmedov. Who was it that Terrence
Madrimov.
Madrimov?
Yeah.
You can go to that card. You can go to the heavyweight cards. Hey, at least they showed us Eubank. I'm telling we knew this a while ago too, that the UK was just pushing better numbers than American boxing right now. They are the big fight fans right now. They can do 80,000. They can do 600 to 1,000,000 buys on pay-per-view. They're pushing for, and they do huge arenas more than just, oh, it's that one guy. Oh, it's just Joshua. No, it's not. It's Fury. It's Usyk. It's Eubank. It's
Dubois.
Dubois. Yeah. So these guys are putting in numbers. Yeah, freaking Chisora. Who did
Yeah.
Chisora's
Chisora,
comeback. His last fight.
Joyce.
Yeah, his last fight looked like a fucking heavyweight championship. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? The crowd
Dillian
was all
White or
screaming.
something. I think it was Dillian White. I don't remember who the fuck it was.
Yeah, and they were all screaming on they're really doing it good out there. I know it's the long plan, but we need to know
But
what the
how long can
numbers.
they do this? How long
Yeah,
can they do this, really?
yeah, without just being smart about it. They're still smart businessmen where they go, look, we've already been down this path a few times with some of you guys on the pay-per-view side. Your numbers aren't fucking great. I don't care, that you and Tank 2 years ago did 1 million. You haven't done it since. You lost since then.
Neither of you have done it since.
Yeah, then and Devin, your numbers are just trash without because even him and Ryan Garcia's numbers weren't the best. They weren't fucking Tank's numbers. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he was shining off of the Ryan Garcia pay-per-view fight. So yeah, man, it's I think he's gonna learn. I think he's learning the hard way. But hey, he has some young guns that he's making the face of Riyadh, right? He keeps telling us they're the ambassadors of Riyadh. So he's trying. He definitely he probably knows what he's doing. I'll give him the time. I think he needs to stop with the rumored overpaying that supposedly he's doing.
Because let's keep in mind that not every business venture is going to be successful, right? That's just not how it works. You can't just, oh, I'm going to open up a cookie shop and it's going to be successful. It's not how it fucking works. So there's no guarantee that this Riyadh season is going to be successful. There's no guarantee of that at all. Maybe, we understand this is the long game, right? And they're playing the long game, but that doesn't mean it's going to be successful. We might be, talking about the same shit at 2028, 2029, approaching 2030, and we're like, they're still losing a fuck ton of money. Like, what's going to happen if they don't start getting returns and they aren't getting what they're what closer to what the end goal is, and then they pull the plug and they're like, all right, fuck it, we tried boxing, it didn't work, fine, guys, get back to whatever the fuck you were doing before we got here, kind of thing, because there's really no guarantee that it's going to be successful by any stretch of the imagination. And granted, it might be too early to tell now. They're dumping a whole boatload of money in this, so too early to tell. I know we're gonna find out down the road, but I don't know how much longer they can do this and continue to lose this much money and be this far in the red. Because if the numbers are accurate, Canelo getting 80 million fucking dollars against somebody like Skull, for fuck's sake. I don't know how many times they can do that, and then get
And they
four
said Skull got something like 5 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. I
you know
think
what I
like
mean? Like,
guaranteed three. I think at the end they ended up getting five or some shit. Yeah.
yeah, if you add all that up, that's a good one. Just go off of those um you know ballpark numbers of their payouts, and then we know the fans weren't there in New York, right?
Right.
Didn't have any fans, so they didn't make anything on the gate. So they're in the hole with all those guys' payouts still. And you're basically just living off a pay-per-view. I know it was a commercial. It's a very expensive commercial. You like to get eyes on the fights when you put on a big stunt like that of renting out Times Square for a fucking boxing match. You would hope that the fans actually turned up and watched the fight.
Yeah, like how else would they have made money? I mean, I guess like you said, it's a commercial, right? They were trying to advertise this Fatal Fury something or other. Did they fork up a fuck ton of money? The Fatal Fury people to put their name to plaster their logo all over the ring or the signs or whatever the shit. Did they get at least some money out of that? Because realistically, no ticket sales, no I don't know, concessions, no merchandise, none of that shit. It was like that's not, I don't know if this is something that they would probably try to attempt again in Alcatraz. That was all the rumor prior to this New York card, is that they were going to put some sort of Teofimo Lopez card on Alcatraz. How the shit were they going to do that? I mean, are they going to have a attendance there? Is it going to be another invitation only? And that's just me spitballing because they haven't heard anything about that since. But just stuff like that. Like at one point, are they going to be like, all right, we're not getting returns? Something has to change. But on that note, you did kind of sprinkle in his name a little bit while we're talking about it here. But one Gervonta Tank Davis, we finally are hearing something, at least from what we understand. Again, I don't think I've heard it directly from Gervonta or Lamont Roach either, but apparently their rematch is either already set or in motion. It seems as though we are going to get Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach 2 in August 16th, and the destination is going to be here, Las Vegas. We talk about a lot of fights, or Las Vegas losing out on a lot of fights happening in other places, New York or even Miami or Riyadh season, right over there in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But apparently we're going to get this one here. Now, I don't know if maybe this is one of the things that Oscar De La Hoya is going to be involved in as far as like PBC. I mean, we haven't heard anything about that yet, but I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But essentially, we're going to get the rematch of Davis and Lamont Roach, because we did hear Eddie Hearn, we did hear Jake Paul say that there's going to be some sort of exhibition fight between Paul and Gervonta later this year. I think November, they said. But when we hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh gosh, is that where the money's at now? He's already got, I'm talking about Davis, already has Lamont Roach in the rear view mirror. Well, apparently not. Apparently we are going to get it, which is good. Good for Roach. He came in with a great game plan and basically implemented it to perfection. Well, I shouldn't say perfection because he didn't get the nod. Should have been perfection with that knockdown, of course. But if you ask Lamont, even without the knockdown, he should have won, or at least in his eyes. But we're gonna get Davis Lamont Roach 2 Las Vegas. No venue has been set yet, but it is going to be PBC pay-per-view, and it's going to be in August. So it's going to be a summer blockbuster sizzler. As of right now, of course, they haven't mentioned anybody on the undercard because they just announced this fight here earlier this week. So not a bad deal, huh? We're gonna get, that not many things in life are fair, and especially in boxing, sometimes things are just not fucking fair. So this makes us happy. This gives us the warm fuzzies inside that Lamont Roach is gonna get another crack at Davis because he deserves it. What was your first impression when you first heard this?
You know, I we kind of need Davis in the sport. Davis attracts eyes. He's a ticket seller, good fighter, great fighter. So I was very happy that he's sticking with boxing, coming back to take on Roach in his first fight too, not messing around. Come back and get those wrongs right. As far as the Jake Paul fight, um, it's just that's a circus act. I hope we don't have to talk about because it doesn't look good on paper. It won't look good in the ring. Um, Even if Davis is to somehow pull it out, just it makes everything look like a circus act. Because the guy just fought Mike Tyson. Now he's losing to 135-pound fucking Gervonta Davis. Like, it's just weird, right? Fought Tommy Fury, fought all these MMA guys. It makes the whole thing look like a circus, an entertainment show. Didn't know someone at 135 could move up and beat someone at 208 or whatever Jake Paul will be that night.
Well,
So
the way they made it seem, it was going to be an exhibition. So I don't know if there's even going to be a winner or loser. I don't know to what degree. Like,
I don't even want him putting hands on him. I don't. And Ngannou versus Fury was an exhibition. Everyone fucking holds that fight over Fury's head like it was a real loss, right? So I don't even want hands being put on Davis. I don't want Davis going to the ground because the guy's just that much bigger than him and probably on steroids that he was able to even hurt you through your skill level being so far superior.
Yeah.
Don't need any of that. I don't want Jake Paul picking up Davis, carrying him around the ring like a baby.
Can you imagine if it does that shit?
Yeah, I see him totally doing that, bro. Like not like a baby, but like picking him up, right? Just
like they're in the clinch, and he just like, whoop, dude.
Yeah. So no, I hope we don't have to talk about that. They talk about Davis Roach. Let's talk about Davis's future in boxing because he has a big one. He should have a big. He's
still.
Oh yeah, come on. As long as he wins, Miguel. It's all about winning.
Well, but I mean, if he's not facing, if he's winning against the guys that we don't want him to face, I mean, what good does that do?
Oh well, no, I'm saying right now he's at everybody's at a point in their career where it's choose a side. You're either going with the flow of Turki Ali Sheik and getting in with the big boys, or you're gonna go up to some obscure place where you'll be scratching for pay-per-view buys. You know what I'm saying? But he's coming there. All of the big fish that he needs to make 30 million, they're all fighting for Turki, Shakur, Cepeda, right? Telefimo, Devin, Ryan, all these guys. Soon be Mario Barrios. I mean, seriously, he's fighting Pacquiao. If he wins, Turki will be all over his shit too. That'll be it for him thinking he could just give Barrios a rematch and steal a belt at 147. So yeah, his options are starting to get thin. We know that's kind of why he went with Roach. It was, I mean, seriously, it was Roach or the circus act. That's what was on the table for him. Is, you know what I mean? Is that what they were telling us? It was either Paul or the rematch with Roach. Two not great options. They're really not great options. Neither of those options have a future. Roach is just just a makeup fight. You got to get that right. Go in there, beat him up, get him out of there. So we all know that the first one was bullshit. And then the Paul fight is basically a one night fucking. You're gonna make a check for one night, and then what are you gonna do? Stay at cruiserweight? No,
it's a one night spectacle, pretty much.
Yeah. So they're both both fights are kind of garbage fights, man. But he chose the right garbage fight. He chose the one that gives him a future.
Yeah, the one that is more legitimate, I guess, right?
Yeah. So did Canelo. Canelo had the same option on his card the other day.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, no, we'll take on Sully. I'll bite the bullet. I'm going to take some slack, but it's better than pointless ass Jake Paul for one night.
Yeah. That's very true. So that being said, um, good that Lamont Roach is going to get another crack at him. Um, we saw him kind of maybe solve the puzzle, the Tank puzzle right in that fight. It was a lot closer than a lot of people anticipated, including myself. At that point, it was a 130 pounder moving up to 135, right? So I'm thinking, all right, well, Lamont isn't going to last too long, and he proved us all wrong, including me. But did was the version of Tank that we saw that fight kind of a little bit more like maybe caught by surprise because wasn't expecting much from Lamont, wasn't really going in there for the kill, so to speak. But now with the rematch, seeing what Lamont can bring to the table as far as competition goes, does this like light the fire back under Gervonta's ass?
It should, but the fire should have been there in the first fight. See, sometimes it's an easy excuse when an upset happens to go, he didn't take him serious. Hey, but Andrew, didn't you have him Tank winning? Yeah. I thought he was going to win, but don't worry, he didn't take him serious, right? Sometimes that's not the case. Look, both guys knew each other.
Yeah.
So Tank had to have known that Roach was legit. The guy sparred him. He's fought him in the amateurs, yada, 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 right? They've always been on each other's radar. Roach definitely knew who Tank was, right? Kind of told us he knew who Tank was, knew how to beat him, and then went in there and basically did everything he said he was going to do. I think Tank was ready for him. That's what I'm gonna say that whatchamacallit, these guys know each other, and maybe there is something that Lamont Roach knows. Doesn't mean he wins every time, but he knows Tank good enough to where his little tricks, his little fucking traps that work on other fighters will not work on him. So we will see what happens in the rematch. But I am not going to just totally discredit Lamont Roach's great victory by going, he wasn't ready in the rematch. He's going to knock him out. We'll see. Let's say that. We'll see what happens. Good fight for Lamont Roach right now to really catapult himself into the superstardom world because he'll get both victories. He wins the rematch, that knockdown will be counted in everyone's eyes, and he will have two.
Yeah, it would be as if like, oh yeah, he should have won the first time. Rather
Right.
not, in the record books is shows up as a loss or a draw, whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, a draw, I think. So it'll be a draw in the record books officially, but in the public size, he won that one. Just like people say, Triple G beat Canelo the first time around, and granted the second one was a different story and the third one's a different story, but they all have that same opinion. They're like, oh no, he should have won. In their eyes, it's a victory. Tank, we'll say, we'll go that route and we'll say that what you said is correct. And Tank came ready. He knew what Lamont was going to bring. I'm assuming he's going to come with a different game plan this time, right? I mean, he's not going to. Maybe Lamont will come back thinking, "All right, I already got you once. I got your number. You ain't going to do anything different." Tank has to bring something differently this time around. No,
If he had Calvin, he would have a different game plan.
does he not?
No, I believe he's totally let him go.
Oh, what? Are you fucking serious? Damn, I didn't
Yeah.
know about that.
No, I think I want to say he's working with Derek James. Is he
Really?
not working with Derek James for this fight?
That is a superb question. I'm not sure. Did you see that online? I mean,
Yeah, I could have swore they had announced they brought in a new trainer. Is it Derek James? Who is it that he's working with? But yeah, bro. So we don't know what. I don't know what Tank Davis is going to show up to this fight because now the breakup is real. Him and Calvin are no longer together, and he's moved on. He's also got a new trainer. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what. So yeah, I'm not sure he's going to be ready for Roach. Calvin. They had some great videos together where it looked like they were putting their minds together. Calvin was giving them traps or giving them counters that then would work. They would show how it worked during the fight. That comes from your trainer. If that's your trainer, that's your trainer who's doing it. You know what I mean? Kudos to you for going out there and getting it done, but you didn't see it. It's the trainer that seen it and showed you that opportunity, right? So without him there, Will Davis see Lamont Roach's flaws in the video for the rematch?
All right. Well, what are your thoughts on the fact that it's going to be here in Vegas? It's not going to be in New York. It's not going to be Barclay. It's not going to be any of that shit. We're going to do it here in Vegas, like the way it used to be, the way it should be, I guess. I mean, one of the reasons I live here, right, is because it's a fight town. Of course, they haven't mentioned the venue yet, but chances are it's going to be probably T-Mobile anyway. But damn, all right, another fight back in Vegas. Not bad, huh?
No, not bad at all. I'm glad that you're saying that a lot more. It sounds like, Miguel, these fights are
Hmm.
making their way back to Las Vegas. So very happy with that. Wish the prices would come down. You know, um Vegas used to be a cheaper destination for travel than what it is today. I don't know if the boxing fans how they're gonna take into that. We have a lot of fans that that drive in, right? And I know
Yeah,
I've always said it's a rich man's sport. When I talk about the how you have to pay for it on TV, right? Is kind of what I talk about. HBO, pay-per-view, Showtime. I remember back in the day,
yeah.
you just pay, 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 pay. But going to Vegas back in the day was not $30 cups of coffee with a muffin,
Right.
$50 fucking slices of pizza. Did you see that at that electronic dance
Oh,
thing?
EDC, no. I just
Yeah.
saw that long ass line of
85 fruit cups.
jeez.
What the fuck? $50 tacos?
Are they made of gold or something? Fuck.
Bro, it's getting out. Dude, the other dude, Lake Tahoe, bro, they charged me $10 for a cup of coffee. For a cup of
Ugh.
coffee, bro, $10. You know, we bought a pizza at the Bruisin' Brothers for
Mhm.
lunch. Me and her went to Bruisin' Brothers. It's like a little hamburger restaurant. It's Bruisin' Brothers. I don't know if you know it.
No, I'm not with them. No.
Oh no. All right. So we went there, got a pizza. It was $18. Fed both of us. 7 slices, dude. $18. The next morning I spent 10 on a cup of coffee.
Uh,
At a certain point, we got to stop with this food industry. We need to picket these guys. We need to shut some of these shit down so
mhm.
they get their shit back in line. You know, before I think they've programmed us all to think that everyone's supposed to make a honest living just because they wake up and go to work. Nah, motherfucker, you make coffee. Sorry.
Yeah.
We need to go
At the
back
end
to
of the
our
day, it's just
grandpas.
coffee and a cup, homie. That's it.
Yeah, we need to go back to our grandpa's mentality where if that job doesn't get it because, it's all back, no brains, then maybe you should go get another fucking job. Right.
Mm.
But we've been programmed another way like, no, they should be able to have 3 kids and work at fucking Starbucks and go to Disneyland once a year.
Right. And have to have the year pass.
Yeah. So it's just maddening. So listen, let me get back. Sorry, guys. I get off track sometimes. I'm sorry. Let me get back to
This is
Las
how slow
Vegas's fight.
boxing news has been this week. Because we're
Yes.
talking about coffee prices.
I'm so upset. I needed to drop that in there, dude.
It's
I
like,
almost
fuck you,
canceled. I almost canceled because it's such bullshit, bro.
yeah. Now, don't go to a movie theater in California. I mean, anywhere for that matter. Like, I used to work in a movie theater, mind you, and people used to get on my ass about $3 waters. I'm like, look, I just fucking work here. I'm sorry. I don't put the damn prices. Nobody's twisting your arm or holding a gun to your head to get in
Exactly.
line and buy this $3 fucking water. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta shop here. You gotta come here. I'm not forcing you. If you don't come, trust me, I'll still have a job. Trust me. But no, I hear you. I'm not down to go buy no fucking just for the little logo on the cup. It says Starbucks now.
Yeah, man, it's insane. So get back to the fights in Vegas. Vegas has changed.
Mhm.
So we have to see if the fight fans are willing to do that change with them. Um, I don't know if I'm into $50 slices of pizza, bro, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because we do gamble, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of gambling. Not a
Back
lot.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though like 30 minutes ago we said I don't gamble that much. And now it's like we hella fucking gamble, yo.
I know, but I have only a certain amount of money.
Sure.
I can't spend it at 2 slices of pizza, $100. I'm getting kind of now I'm mad, right? Now my lunch is not even fun anymore.
Yeah.
Christina's having fun.
I can guarantee you that.
But I'm like, man, what the fuck? This pizza sucked too. Damn, it wasn't even fucking good.
You're
Oh,
like,
don't even be it better be a good piece of pizza.
It better be. I can imagine you telling her like, babe, if I get this parlay, we're getting a fucking pizza from the spot, okay? Otherwise, we can't get no goddamn pizza from the spot.
Oh, you don't know how many times I tell the kids, if my horse wins, pick a horse.
Yeah,
If you pick the winning horse, you can play video, whatever they're asking me.
right.
Yeah, I do that to them all the time. I had my little nephews over here the other day. Oh, dude. My little nephew was here. My Christina watches brothers now, and what is he like 2? I said, "What horse you want?" He said, "Number 4." I said, "Oh, natural. That's a natural. It's the best horse to pick." It won.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It fucking won.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
shit.
'Cause
All right.
it's that vision. It's the vision. When the gates open, they're like in the middle, so
Oh.
they get juiced off their peripheral vision.
Mm.
They get juiced and they get like in a zone. And I honestly think the jockey also gets an ego
Oh,
boost or a
I see.
confidence boost because he knows his horse is coming out the middle. That number 4 slot, bro, I'm telling you, don't ever keep it out of your superfecta, your trifecta. It's a very good post to put in the mix, if not win the whole thing out, because they get the lead and they don't look back.
And how do they land? Is it random? Is it like a random drawing or something, or how do they
Yeah, I
land?
don't know how they do that. Yeah, they must put the horses probably in a big ass barrel, whatever, pool tickets or something. I don't know how they do that one, bro. But yeah, as soon as they get their slots, whoever's in horse number 4, very good horse most of the time.
Wow, interesting. It's kind of funny they mentioned that because my birthday is March 4th. Oddly, right? That's one of those numbers. It just seems to be my number. But on the topic of Las Vegas and fights, it was recently announced that we're going to get Canelo Crawford September 13th here in Vegas. I don't remember if they mentioned if it was going to be Legion Stadium or not already. That was, of course, the word prior to this most recent fight with Skull. But it was recently announced that we actually will not that fight will not be promoted by TKO after all. Um, I mean, we're hearing it from the horse's mouth, no pun intended. We're hearing it from the camel's mouth, and not Turkey, all the sheik mountains ago. But where he initially said, that he's gonna, my friend Dana White will be promoting, Canelo Crawford. Now it's not. Now it's going to be Sela or Sela. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sela, which is involved with Riyadh season. They're just like a sports division or something along those lines. I don't even know exactly what their title is, but they're going to be the ones that are actually going to put it on the show. Now, you mentioned it from the jump, and I see a whole bunch of comments on these Instagram posts that they never were. TKO was never really involved to begin with. It was just slapping their fucking logo on the banner. Frankly, that nothing beyond that. So just as quickly as they showed up, just as quickly as they're gone, because now they're no longer involved in this. We kind of knew, right? It wasn't like it was anything new per se. But let me go ahead and see if I can find this post that I read here that I pulled up. But while I look here, what are your thoughts about this, Andrew? Because I know we talked about it several times before. Like these guys weren't really involved. Now they're really not involved at all.
We knew something was wrong when Dana White came out and basically said him and the Prince weren't on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Something happened. I don't know what it was. If Dana came back to the States and the UFC and his other partner said, "What the fuck do you mean you're going to be flying out to Riyadh to be doing something else?" No, you're not. Maybe the UFC did to Dana what Dana's been doing to his guys all along, right? Maybe
Probably.
that happened.
Yeah, because his buddies, the Fertitas, aren't in charge anymore. It's not them who
No,
are.
I know, but
right?
the other bot, yeah.
Yeah, the other guys. So maybe it's like he can get away with this shit. Maybe he was able to pull this off before, but not anymore. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, it was a commercial. It could have been just Turkey wanted the world to announce. We all know Canelo he's the guy, right? And him and Crawford together make that fight huge. Why not put the announcement of Dana White's company under this so everyone's talking about it, even though it was never going to happen? It was just a commercial that everyone knows who TKO is. It was TKO's announcement to the world, basically.
Right.
So with that, and I'm happy that it's not involved. I thought that I was going to make it a little bit more of a circus, just because Dana's going to not be dealing with the same level of competition that Canelo and Crawford will be showing in the ring that night. I think His Excellency has a real opportunity here to get some real good fighters on a stage that wouldn't really get that kind of platform. So let's not waste it with a bunch of Butterbeans and Greg Haugans and B-level guys. Um, so yeah, and I like that it's in Riyadh. That's what I think they're taking this fight. This fight should go there. Miguel, when you're talking about their,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're talking about this plan to get tourism,
Uh-huh.
all Canelo versus Scully in Riyadh isn't going to do it, right? Not the tourists that they're looking for. To go out there and have fun in Saudi Arabia, you need money. And so they need a fight that's going to attract the right fan base, and that's definitely Crawford versus Canelo. So ultimately, I think this fight should land in Riyadh. This is why they're investing so much money into boxing, so they can take huge fights like this and have millionaires, billionaires, F1 customers. These are the events that those guys want to pay for. Do you know how much money Riyadh would have made if they would have held Pacquiao versus Mayweather in Riyadh? Do you know what that fucking first 3 rows of seats would look like?
You think they would have though? Like over
Yes,
there, you think they
I
would have taken?
absolutely, I absolutely. You're talking about the F1 crowd. You're talking about guys that pull up in fucking yachts, bro, with Lamborghinis on them and helicopters on them. Okay, have you ever seen an F1 that? Oh, bro, it's stupid, dumbass rich,
Yeah.
dumbass. We don't have that level of rich here. You know what I'm saying? No, they definitely would have made a shit ton of money with Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Those tickets would have went for 500,000 front row, easy,
Damn.
if it was in the right environment, and that's the right environment because we're talking about guys. We're talking about a level we don't know about, right? So yeah, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo is not that level, but it's in the ballpark, right? It's in the ballpark. He needs to take that fight to Riyadh to show the Prince what boxing can actually bring, how much money they can actually bring when we have our big hitters that come out. Boxing is loved around the world by all rich men from all different nations, colors. You get the right 2 fighters, they all come. Everyone loves a good fight, bro. Everybody loves a good fight. Look at what Ali versus Foreman did in Africa. Neither guy was from there, yet that whole country embraced them like they were, right? So that I do think that these are the types of fights that His Excellency Turkey should be looking to bring to Riyadh to show us all what the first rows look like. How many sultans and princes and kings and all that can you put in one room?
Yeah. Right. No, that's totally understandable. I mean, so as of right now, so it's not, it hasn't been decided, right? It was initially announced that it was going to be September 12th, Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium. It was pushed back 24 hours to the 13th, and then the location is still undecided. But Las Vegas is still on the list. I believe it was New York also and Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, where or New York and some other city. I forgot what the fuck it was. I forgot what the other one was. Oh, Los Angeles, Los Angeles. So those were the 3 that were announced as far as possible candidates. But I remember in the article it did mention that there were 5 possible ones. They didn't mention all 5. They just mentioned those 3: Los Angeles, Vegas, and New York. So maybe one of the other 2 is Saudi Arabia. That would make sense if they're trying to get people to go over there. The biggest fight they can possibly make, albeit forcefully, but they're going to make it happen over there. Wouldn't be that bad of a deal. This is what Turki Al-Sheikh mentioned, I believe, on a social media account. We have confirmed the promoter for Canelo Crawford will be Sela, or Sela, I don't know how to pronounce it, Sela, for Riyadh season. The broadcaster, we have not decided yet, but the date will be Saturday, 13th September, and more details soon. So Dana White and TKO is out of the picture, if they ever were in the picture to begin with, and so is Las Vegas. I guess now it's kind of might be getting lost in the shuffle. We just talked about how all these fights coming to Vegas, and now we might lose what could be the biggest fight, at least definitely of the year, with Crawford and Canelo. So
It's
these
a good
Sila guys,
loss.
it's a good loss
It's a good
for the
loss.
sport, for the sport, for
That's
the
right.
in the larger picture for the
That's
sport.
right. Yep.
So this is what Sila Group is. I'm just pulled it up here real quick. Is an entertainment and hospitality company originally from Saudi Arabia that specializes in creating experiences, events, and destinations. They have expanded beyond sports to encompass a broader range of recreational industries, including entertainment, culture, and leisure. So these are the guys that are going to be handling the promotion of this fight. The fact that they are now going to be in charge and they are, originally from Saudi Arabia, it's kind of an indication that it might happen over there, huh?
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's why I kind of went with that angle that it was happening over there. That's how I read it, Miguel. When I read it, I kind of thought, and maybe that's just my own me wanting it to be out there because I really do want to see what the crowd looks like. Oh, I could even take it farther. We're talking about the European sports athletes, right? All those millionaire soccer players, right?
Mhm.
How many of those guys are going to show up? How many NFL, NBA, movie stars, entertainment stars? Like they all have access to Saudi Arabia, where the average blue collar, white collar person does not. You got to be a certain level to be able to go out there and have a great time. Not just show up and I was there. I was on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I paid $700 for nosebleeds.
Yeah, and no, I don't even think they get into the building. They're just there, right? They
Right.
were just there. I seen them walk by this one time. Um, so, anyways, that's they need the right crowd. I think this fight gives us a good um um look at how much boxing can bring to Riyadh. Canelo versus Canelo versus Crawford. I'm interested in seeing the fans, see who shows up. Hopefully it's not 30 fucking pro boxers. Then tickets aren't selling.
Right. That's actually what I was going to ask you. I mean, so far, and maybe my memory is a little bit shaky, but as of right now, every time they've had a card over there, it hasn't been in the stadium or anything like that, right? It's been a small
Yeah.
arena because I mean, they didn't mention shit about as far as like attendance for Better BF Bivol. Either one of them, or even like the Latino night or whatever with the Golden Boy card over there. But the arenas look kind of small, or was it? I mean, I don't think I can pull up numbers right now as far as attendance for Canelo and Skull, but it didn't look like the arena was big by any stretch. Huh? It wasn't like a
No.
huge ass arena. So I'm sure they have stadiums out there, of course, but this one warrants one of those kind of stadiums. I mean, if they were going to have it here at Allegiant Stadium, I would assume that they were going to do the same over there. They haven't mentioned as far as, I mean, again, this is just speculation because we don't know if it's going to be over there. We're just kind of connecting the dots because it seems as though that's going to be the case. So if that is the case and they're going to have the fight take place over there, it has to be a big ass fucking stadium. None of this shit, none of these kinds of arenas where Canelo fought last time. No.
Yeah, no. We'll have to look into that, see what they're actually building out there. Because remember, this is a thing growing as it's moving, right? And there could be an event center being built or one that has just been built, and maybe this fight opens up a building like that. So yeah, let's hold off on that because I think they have been, if I'm not mistaken, the Prince did build a massive event center out there that's supposed to be
Mm.
taking, going to be holding a lot more sporting events. Um, so yeah, this could be a fight that's going to land in a building that's going to open up out there.
This last fight with Canelo and Skull that took place over there, I believe they said it was like at 6 a.m. I think that's when the main event started over there. So they got to the arena, hours early. I think that's what it was, but it was early as fuck over there for us to get it at prime time. Um, are we going to get that again? Do you think, I guess, just by your estimation,
Hmm.
do you think we're going to do that again and have them fight at fucking 3 in the morning over there to get a prime time over here?
That I don't know, man.
What's your
That's
guess? What do you think? You think they'll try that again?
no, not if the pay-per-view numbers are trash because they need it. They
Ah.
need to cater to their side, and if that means the nightlife, they need money to be flowing in the nightlife, not at 3 in the morning, and they get out of the fight at what 6 in the morning. They're
And
not
they go,
looking
and
to
they go
sell
sleep.
breakfast.
Shit. Can you imagine? Instead of the hot dog lady downtown, she's got like fucking omelets and shit. It's like, here you go. Here's a
Breakfast
breakfast burrito.
burritos. You
Yeah.
know they're still Mexican, bro. Don't fucking lie. Do you know it's
Uh,
still a cart, bro?
yeah,
I'm
it's
just
still look right.
playing.
It's like,
I'm
yeah,
just
let's get some chorizo and these fucking burritos.
yeah.
Yeah, all right, fucking yeah, why not? As I walk back to the parking lot, because I
So,
thought about
so
that. I'm like, what? You think they'll do it again? I'm like, I don't know.
it matters on the pay-per-view. If the money was big enough, yes, then they would give it to, they would go with where the money's at. But if there ain't no money
But
there,
wouldn't wouldn't poor pay per view numbers be more indicative of the opponent and not so much the time?
well, I'm saying to cater to the crowd that they're about to have.
Mhm.
Right?
Okay.
There might be a bunch of guys that call the Prince. They might be all of his buddies and go, dude, I'm not going to your fucking event at 3 in the morning. You need to change that, or I'm getting
Right.
right back on my yacht and going home. And it will be changed. The time will be changed. That's just how that's gonna go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of suspect that they won't actually. I think you're right. I don't. I mean, if Canelo was willing to do it one time, and I know he's getting a lot of flack because of his performance, and even Bernardo Osuna mentioned it. He's like, dude, yeah, he came 3 weeks in advance to try to get acclimated, but even if he gets acclimated to the time here, it's still 2 or 3 in the morning, for him. Regardless, if he's getting used to this time, it's still fucking 3 in the morning, whatever the hell it is. It's like the equivalent of you being home and waking up at 2 in the morning and 3 in the morning to go to fucking work. That should still, it doesn't matter where the fuck you're at. You can be acclimated to the time difference. So that could have contributed to his performance, of course. And that's one of the reasons why one of the reasons that at least Bernardo Osuna says could be behind his performance. But to do that and then to ask Canelo to do that, and then also ask Crawford to do that. I don't think Crawford is willing to do that shit. He's like, man, I don't give a fuck. I can almost guarantee you if they ask Crawford that shit, he's like, no, we're having that shit at 6, 7 p.m. local time. I'll come here a month in advance. Yeah, that's a good one. I was kind of thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder if they'll do it again, but no,
So
I don't think they'll be able to convince both of them to do it.
so looking up stadiums in Riyadh, it looks like we have numerous stadiums. Soccer's pretty big out there, I'm guessing.
Yes, it is.
So
And yes.
King Fahad International Stadium will hold 70,000
Ooh.
fans. Um, it look. I think they're gonna hold the. Oh, it says 2034 World Cup. We'll see if this one's out. It looks like it's built, but they do have a stadium, 70,000
Mm,
seats. So if they wanted to put the fight into something big, they have it. They have the capacity.
yeah.
There's that one. They have a Kingdom Arena. It looks like. Let me click on that. Make sure it says Riyadh season. Says oh yeah, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So they also have one that's called Kingdom Arena. It holds 40,000.
Mhm. That one sounds familiar. I wonder if they already held a fight there once. I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Might have been Fury Usyk, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because right under that it says Fury Usyk. I'm not reading into it. It just says
Oh, let's
right
see.
under that.
I like the fact that you said might have been, even though you just read it. It might have been this one that it says on the article right here. My memory is just all great.
Shut up, Miguel. Prince Ali Amin Abdullah. Yeah, I can say these names good, bro. I'm in the wrong one, eh? But no. Yeah, so they have capacity.
All
They
right.
do have
All right.
capacity.
All right. Well, that seems to be the case. I guess TKO is out and Sela is in, and we'll see. Where the card lands. At least according to you, Andrew, it's probably best for it to land over there and not here. Oh well, it's no biggie. We got a lot of other fights this year.
It's best for everyone, and they could always do. And I'm not saying Canelo Crawford because of the circumstances.
Mm.
But you can take the first fight to Riyadh, get the big money fight there, and then do rematches everywhere else, right? Because sometimes a rematch isn't as big as the first one.
Mm.
That's most of the time the case. The first one is unless you're Ali Frazier. Then all of a sudden the first one doesn't mean shit. It's all about the second one. It's like, wait a
It
minute.
it didn't ultimately. The second one wasn't that like the least of all the like the first one was off the chain. The third one was the Thriller in Manila, right? It's like those aren't those like the ones that were more iconic. I think the second one
That's
kind of
what
gets lost in the shuffle. No,
That's what I mean, though. Is the first one when Frazier knocks down Ali?
mm,
That's the fight. I'm
yeah,
sorry, it's always the first fight. It's not the second and third one.
mm,
Those ones are usually like they already know each other. Especially a third one, you'll have a bunch of people going, "This is gonna be a fucking 12 round decision. These guys know each other. Nothing's gonna happen."
yeah,
Um, but in that case, yeah, they say the Thriller in Manila. Oh, that was the greatest thing ever. It's like, wait a minute, not when Frazier knocks him down.
yeah. Not March 8th
Down
in
goes.
MSG.
uh,
Yeah,
So, yeah, not when Frank Sinatra is playing fucking photographer just to get in the building.
right,
That's not the biggest fight. No, okay, all right.
right. In the Mecca boxing, no, okay, all right. Because I was wrong. Guess you know,
Just like Whitaker goes to France to get robbed. You know what I mean? By a Mexican. It's like, really? They robbed him for the Mexican guy from Mexico in France? All right. Yes. I hear that. I hear that all the time. Mexicans love going to France to get their gift decisions.
yeah, right, exactly. I mean, Cinco de Mayo was a battle between the French and Mexico, but people forget about that shit all the time, apparently, right? No matter how many times we fucking
They're
celebrate
like,
Cinco de Mayo.
Ramirez.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, they whooped you all ass in that battle, and back in Cinco de Mayo in 15, 20 something. It's like, oh shit, that's right. Yeah, too late. The judges are already in. The fucking scorecard's already in. Uh, all right. Well, to cap off this show, because again, there was not that much news. There was an addition to the Chavez Jr. and Jake Paul card that's going to be taking place on the 28th of June in Anaheim at the Honda Center. One Holly Holm will be making her return to professional boxing. She's going to come out of, I guess, boxing retirement. I guess I'm not sure if that's even the proper word, but it looks like she's going to make it back to the boxing ring to take on one Yolanda Vega. Never heard of her, but I guess I'll have to look up her record to see, how good she is or isn't. But apparently they're going to be on that undercard. So now we have three notable names on that card besides, four with Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. Of course, Gilberto Soto Ramirez is going to be the co-main event there, and then we're going to have now another recognizable name in Holly Holm. I'm sure there's going to be a couple other recognizable names on the undercard there, but all right. Well, what do you think about that? Holly Holm making a comeback to the boxing.
I wish she had made enough money in both sports to just walk away and call it good, man.
I think she made more money in MMA, didn't she? Like, I mean,
Well,
she was a
I
superstar,
mean, and combine them. I'm just hoping she had enough to retire. Combine her two careers, because it's not like she was some um, unknown boxing champ, right? She was
Yeah.
34-1 or something like that. Had multiple titles, like and yes, we all know in the MMA she probably made more money, especially with her win over the other
Over
girl,
Ronda.
Ronda
Over Ronda.
Rousey. So yeah, it's just sad that she has to come back to boxing and fight again. She's very pretty woman, but she's over the hill. She's
Mm-hmm.
on the other side now. And she should step away.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah.
her roses. She has her roses. She
Yeah.
walked right into the hall.
Right, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It was, I think, last year or maybe earlier this year, it was announced that she was going to be in the New Mexico Hall of Fame or something like that, right? Because there's where she's at, New Albuquerque or wherever. Her opponent, Yolanda Vega, 10-0, undefeated, 10 wins,
Yep.
one KO victory. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get that. It's gonna be a super lightweight fight, so it's gonna be 140 pounds. All right, I guess. I mean, I don't know her. I'll have to look her up to see how dangerous she is or isn't. I believe she's a Mexican boxer. Well, all right, we have another recognizable name, and Holly Holm on the undercard of that fight. I hope this is it. I hope it's just a one-off kind of thing. I mean, I would have liked if when fighters make a comeback like this, oftentimes it's with a big money fight against another big name fighter, a high profile fighter. I don't know if there's anybody around that. I mean, she's fighting at 140. We do have Katie Taylor around. She has fought at 140. She dropped back down to 135 to fight Serrano.
Toronto.
But it's not like we don't have those fucking women around. I mean, maybe Clarissa Shields. I don't know. Maybe Clarissa's too fucking
And
big. I don't know.
you see they signed Bumgardner too, right?
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah, bam, there you go. Two recognizable names right there.
yeah, they're also MVP is doing an all girls fight card, I believe, for the
Mm.
Serrano one. I seen some kind of
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
you
right.
seen that? Did you see
Yeah,
that? Yeah, I seen some kind of fight card, or it looked like it was going to be 4 or 5 women fights that night. So MVP is definitely moving in that direction. I could only think that's why Holly Holmes is coming back. There's going to be some major pay-per-view money there with her MMA background. It's a good signing to try to do one last run. It's all about winning
sure.
in any sport, MMA or boxing. You're only as good as your last fight, and as long as you keep winning, they'll keep tuning in and you'll keep making checks. So yes, it's a comeback for her, but it's only as long as she keeps winning. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up her boxing record here just so we can get a better idea. She has a lot of fights, but let me see if hold on, here we go. Box rec because Box rec is more reliable. Um, 32-2 with 9 KOs. So definitely not, not a knockout boxer, knockout puncher by any stretch, but 33-2. Wow, she even has 3 draws. Wow, holy shit.
And she has one of the most brutal knockout losses
Yeah,
you'll ever see.
yeah. Although she did come back and completely school her fucking opponent, but
No,
that loss was bad. Yeah,
and then her record isn't as bad as that knockout loss looked.
right.
I mean, that knockout loss, you'd be like, damn, what was that girl doing in the ring? And then she pulls off,
Yeah.
30 something
What was
victories.
the ref doing? The ref is just like, are you tangled up in the ropes? Okay, I'm just gonna let it go. Just let it go.
Got to get your arm out of
Yeah.
that. You don't want to be in that position.
get the arm out. Okay, give her instructions, sweetheart. But all right, we got ourselves. I mean, chances are it's going to be probably one-sided, but we don't know where. I think I don't know when Holly Holmes' last fight was. I think it was that loss, I believe, and that was about a year ago. So it's, not too far removed from her most recent fight, even though it was an MMA fight. So who knows? Fucking fight, but going up against a girl who's 10-0 with 1 KO. All right. Well, again, it was a slow news week. There wasn't a lot going on. We want to talk about the major stuff. Andrew, is there anything else you would like to add on to this before we close it? Because next week we probably have another slow news week. Again, there are going to be some fights. I believe Angelo Leo is going to be on the card, and I believe Josh Taylor is going to be fighting. So we'll talk about something to do with that, of course. But if more news pops up between now and then, we'll mention. But Andrew, anything else you want to add before we close this week's show?
No, I think the Vargas Armando, did he win this weekend?
Yes, the Fernando Jr.
Or is Fernando fought this
Fernando Jr.
weekend? All right.
I think I saw Fernando Jr. fight this weekend, and he did win. Yeah, he won. He won. But afterwards, talking about how he's gonna, he's basically ready for anybody at 154, and that's like the Shark Tank right now. So like, tone it down, pump the brakes. Yeah, you won, you did good, but over here thinking he's gonna take over at 154, I don't know if he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
We got.
Yeah.
We got Virgil, we
Congratulations.
got Fundora, we got fucking Zayas, we got Majimov, we got Boachuk, we got Tim Zoot. No, it's not gonna happen. Sorry, homie.
Future
But
doesn't look bright. Is that what you're saying?
well, I mean, give it some time, homie. You don't have to rush. Let them those guys leave the weight class before you start, trying to go into the deep end because that's a Shark Tank right now at 154. But that does it, everyone. We appreciate you guys showing up even for a slow news week. There's not really much to talk about, but we wanted to, scour the internet to try to find something to talk about to not skip out on a show. So we appreciate you guys stopping by. For my co-host Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapache, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs. This has been the Mad Boxing Show. Peace, take care, and we'll see y'all next week.